Well, the warmer temperatures may be more typical of late March or April, but as you can see, it's very much Christmas here at Kew. We're just by the Palm House that is all lit up with Christmas lights and the fountains there in front of it dancing to Yuletide tunes. But a little earlier today I was given a tour of Kew Gardens by the head of the Arboretum here, who's worked here for more than 40 years, and he showed me things that he's never seen before at this time of year and things that really shouldn't be happening. We saw holly that had flowers instead of berries that are of course so typical of Christmas. We saw snowdrops in full bloom months ahead of schedule, and one very confused daffodil all alone in the middle of the Arboretum wondering what on earth is going on. Well, let's find out. I'm joined here at Kew Gardens by Liz Bentley from the Royal Meteorological Society. Liz, what's happening?
Well, we've been looking at this over really the last few months. November was one of the warmest months we've had as well, and December has continued that theme. The wind direction, I think, is key for us. We've had southerly winds, but not just southerly winds. It's drawn all the way from the Azores and northern Africa, where temperatures are still into the kind of low to mid-20s. And we've dragged that air north, and that's been a continuation really throughout the first half of this December month. In fact, the Met Office have looked at the first 14 days in December, and it's looking like it's the fourth warmest December or first half of December that we've seen, certainly since records began. So very unusual, but it's that wind direction, and that looks set to continue as we go into the Christmas week and even beyond.
And some people, of course, are experiencing awful weather. People in the north of England flooded.
Yeah, so that warmer conditions, the higher temperatures, not only brings obviously the mild conditions we've seen, but it brings wind and particularly brings rain. So the atmosphere is a little bit warmer, it tends to hold more moisture. So when we do get rainfall, there tends to be more of it in kind of stronger, heavier deluges that we've seen. And we've seen that over the last few weeks, and we're going to see that into the next few days. Over the weekend in particular, we're quite concerned on Saturday that we're going to see a band of heavy rain moving across, particularly affecting those areas again.
And the other weird thing we're hearing about, of course, is this Saharan dust. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, because the airs come all the way from northern Africa, that Saharan dust gets whipped up high into the atmosphere and transported all the way across Europe. And as the rain falls down, so does that Saharan dust. So you may wake up tomorrow morning to a thin kind of layer of dust on your car. I think DEFRA in particular have been quite concerned because that Saharan dust does actually increase the pollution that we see in the UK. So moderate levels of pollution today. So if people are struggling with asthma, that's the reason why.
So a dusting of red rather than white then as we approach Christmas, basically.
Yeah, the Saharan dust certainly gives that red covering, but no sign of snow at the moment.
Liz, thanks very much indeed. So there you go. Those temperatures set to continue for a while. Could be one of the warmest Christmases on record, with temperatures up to 10 degrees above average. But as you can see, there are plenty of places where you can still come and feel very Christmassy.